The subject is who am I and what am I? Human beings form the last stage in the evolutionary ladder of the creation. In human beings, consciousness is fully and clearly reflected in a physical body made of the 5 rudimental factors derived from the cosmic body of the qualified supreme entity Sagun Brahma. This clear reflection of consciousness is unit consciousness Atma, and the physical body of the 5 factors which receives this reflection is called the human body. Thus, a human being has unit consciousness Atma, and body being the possessor of these two shows that a human being is neither of these. If human beings were Atma, unit consciousness, they could not claim it as their Atma, and alternatively, were they bodies only, they could not say, "This is my body." They are different from these two. There is some other entity in human beings which claims the possession of Atma and body. That other entity appears to be the owner of Atma and the body. What then is that other entity? The pure feeling of I is only an abstract idea. A little introspection would show that this feeling of I exist is an idea. It comes about as a result of thinking. This feeling of I can come only when there is consciousness, and it is with consciousness or jnana that one can take an idea and think or perform some action. The feeling of I is therefore a mental projection of consciousness. Or to be explicit, it can be said that without consciousness or jnana, the knowledge of existence and thereby the idea of the feeling of I cannot be formed. Atma is unit consciousness or unit Purusha, and as it is within the scope of Sagun Brahma, it will be qualified by the principles of Prakriti in the same way as has occurred in the case of Purusha in Sagun Brahma. It is due to the qualifying influence of the sentient principle of Prakriti that Atma acquires the knowledge of existence, or that the pure feeling of I comes into being. It is by this idea of existence that the feeling of I is formed, and hence the individual's identity as I is this idea only. This is thus only a projection formed due to the qualifying influence of sentient Prakriti on unit consciousness. This feeling of I is therefore not Atma or unit consciousness. The human being's individuality or their feeling of I is not unit consciousness. It is only an objective idea of unit consciousness, the knowledge of which comes about by the qualifying influence of Prakriti. Human beings' feeling of I is thus entirely dependent on unit consciousness, just as the existence of a plank of wood is dependent on a tree. The plank cannot be called a tree, and similarly the entity of I cannot be unit consciousness. It is only an idea dependent on unit consciousness, formed as a result of the qualifying influence of sentient Prakriti on it. It has been shown earlier that Buddhi Tattva comes into being due to the qualifying influence of the sentient principle of Prakriti on the unit consciousness. This also brings about the feeling of I and creates the knowledge of existence of unit consciousness. The individual entity of I therefore is not unit consciousness, it is Buddhi Tattva, which is only a part of his or her mind. The I entity of human beings is Buddhi Tattva, which is subtler than Aham Tattva and Chitta. What then are Aham Tattva and Chitta? It has been explained in the first chapter that Aham Tattva, ego, comes into being as a result of the qualifying influence of the mutative principle of Prakriti on Buddhi Tattva, whereupon the latter manifests itself as Aham Tattva. The Aham Tattva ego, on being further qualified by the static principle of Prakriti, is manifested as Chitta. It is, in fact, Buddhi Tattva, or the pure feeling of I, which is manifested as Aham Tattva ego and Chitta due to the qualifying influence of the mutative and static principles of Prakriti. Aham Tattva ego and Chitta are only cruder functional forms of human beings' I entity. The human being's mind is therefore a further projection of his feeling of I, Buddhi Tattva, and is made of that entity only. Unit consciousness or Atma is reflected only when there is a physical body made of the 5 rudimental factors of the macrocosm. Buddhi Tattva comes into being as a result of the influence of sentient Prakriti on unit consciousness, and so Buddhi Tattva, or the feeling of I, is also dependent on the physical body. Since Buddhi Tattva pervades every bit of the body, one feels the presence of I in every part of the body and is prone to identify this I with the body. It has, however, been explained earlier that this feeling of I and the body are not the same entity. They are different. The feeling of I is Buddhi Tattva, and the physical body merely forms a shelter, adhar, for it. A human being's feeling of I is thus neither his or her unit consciousness nor his or her body. It is only the mental creation of unit consciousness termed as Buddhi Tattva, and this I is further manifested as the other 2 functional forms of mind, Aham Tattva, ego, and Chitta.